This is the Galaxy S23. This is the smaller, more compact, more cheaper version of the Galaxy S23 series. And I have to say, I am impressed. I was hoping this was going to be a lot better than the S22 from last year. That phone just wasn't the best. Battery life wasn't that great. And I felt like it was throttled down and just being dumbed down a little bit too much to where it ruined the experience. But I have to say, after using this for almost a day already, I got this yesterday delivered, but it was really late. It was like at 9:30, which was crazy. So I did not have a chance to do a video yesterday, so I'm doing it now. And as far as the unboxing experience, as we know, on these devices have become a little lackluster when it comes down to accessories. There's not much in the box, so you'll probably be seeing some b-roll of that on your screen right now, showing everything that came in the box and things like that. So very uneventful. I guess unboxing videos aren't a thing anymore. So let's talk about the actual phone itself. I am impressed. This phone's always look really nice. They always have this nice feel to them, sort of boxy iPhone like feel to them, and they look really good and real elegant. And if you're gonna spend money on these, I would suggest, if you want a more compact, cheaper version of the S23 series, go with the smaller S23. Do not get the Plus version. That's $1,000, and you might as well spend the extra, what, $200 to get the Ultra. So it's either this version or the Ultra. Do not even think about the Plus. It's just a waste of money. And even this is a little high, but you could probably get it at some good deals at $7.99. I think T-Mobile has some good deals right now. They're offering a 256 storage option as your free storage upgrade on there, so that's pretty cool. So that's pretty cool that T-Mobile is offering it. So as far as everything goes, the display, awesome, per usual. You get your 6.1-inch dynamic AMOLED display. Looks absolutely gorgeous. The bezels on here are pretty minimal, and I think it looks fantastic. It is a flat display, so screen projectors will not be a problem as far as trying to find one. 120 hertz, 1080 by 2340, so that's pretty good. As far as the refresh rate, very snappy and very smooth in my opinion. So no issues with the display. You get an always on display, you know, your typical stuff on here as well. You are running Android 13 with One UI 5.1, so a little bit tweaked on here when it comes down to the software. A little bit newer than the S22 has right now, or the S22 Ultra. So you get the latest and greatest from Samsung. That's pretty cool. One feature that I did like on here was the background. If you were to hold down on your picture, it will cut you out and have it'll sort of cut you out and have a transparent background, and you could have that saved and insert that into other pictures as well. So that's pretty cool. Apparently iPhone's been doing this for some while, and I had no idea, but you know, Samsung and Apple, they always trading blows. You get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor on here, and I think this is Snapdragon's greatest processor. This thing is fast, it's snappy, no issues with lag on here whatsoever. I think Snapdragon knocked it out of the park and finally perfected the 8 Gen processors with this 8 Gen 2. As far as last year, it was dumbed down, and I feel like that phone just was not at its full potential. This one, I feel that it is at its full potential. You get 8 GB of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage. There's also a 128 gigabyte storage too, and it goes all the way up to 512. And this is the cream color. It also comes in a lavender, a green, a black, or a gray as well. So very nice color. It is definitely hard to photograph since you really can't see anything, but it's a nice premium color. The frame is sort of a silver, almost looks golden at some points, but it is a silver frame, armored aluminum frame as well. And I am surprised with this phone. I'm definitely liking it. It is a little small for my hands and for my taste, but if you want a compact phone, this is the way to go, is the Samsung S23, the base model. It's very small and compact. You can slip this in your pocket and you'll forget it's there, not like other devices like the S22 Ultra. It's where you have that in your pocket and people think you're excited to see them. And this is very small and very compact, but like I said, I like bigger phones. I got bigger hands, so to each his own when it comes down to size. I think it's a decent size, a little small, but it's an absolutely beautiful display. Cameras on here are actually really good. A little bit of an upgrade from last year. I think the sensors are about the same, but it's mainly all about the image processing on these cameras. You get a 50 megapixel main sensor, aperture of f1.8. You get all your optical image stabilization and everything. 10 megapixel telephoto, aperture of f2.4 with 3 times optical zoom. So you're going to get some pretty good optical zoom on there. Of course, not as good as the S23's Ultra and the S22 Ultra, just because those have a periscopic telephoto lens. You get a 12 megapixel ultra wide aperture of f2.2. So you got all your focal lengths covered in one small compact device. So I think that's really good. You can record all the way up to 8K 30 frames per second on here. Front facing camera is a 12 megapixel aperture of f2.2, and you can record all the way up to 4K on the front facing camera. Always love to see that. So video quality is going to be really good, and I have no doubt that Samsung knocked it out of the park with the cameras on here. They're very good. Went out, took a couple pictures, and so far everything came out pretty good and nice and clean. So definitely be comparing this phone up against other phones and the Ultra as well, S22 Ultra, just to see if there's much of a difference and if you need to get that Ultra, S23 Ultra, or can you get by with just this one. As far as battery goes, you get a 3900 milliamp hour battery, and as far as battery life, I'm still testing it out. It's been off the charger since about 11, and I'm at 77%, but then again, I was out and about using Google Maps and having the display on, taking some pictures and things like that, and it is the first day of using it, so battery life will never be that great the first time you use a phone. It takes time to learn, but it's definitely an upgrade from last year's 3700 milliamp hour battery, and the S22 battery life was absolutely horrible. So I'm hoping this new Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 improves upon battery life, and they said it is supposed to, so I'm expecting some really good battery life once everything gets settled down here on the S23. You get your in-display ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, which actually works really good, same as last year, really fast. You also get facial recognition, which works okay. I have some trouble with it in different lighting, not necessarily dark lighting, but just different lighting. It does not want to work for some reason, which is kind of weird. Maybe once it learns my face, it'll get a little bit better. But as far as everything goes, you get USB Type-C charging at the bottom. You get 25 watt wired charging, you get 15 watt wireless charging, and you get 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging, so you could charge some buds on the top right there and charge them another device too as well if you want to. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this device, definitely looking forward to testing it out and comparing it to other devices like the LG V60, the S22 Ultra, the OnePlus 10 Pro, the Pixel 7 Pro. Definitely excited about comparing this to all of those, and this is just a first impressions of this device. And like I said, I've been using it for about a day and I am pretty pleased. Definitely a lot better than the regular S22 from last year. I do not feel like this device is being held back in any way. It's fast, it's fluid, everything just runs so smooth on here. Definitely a nice surprise to see it actually feel powerful and feel smooth with that 8 gigabytes of RAM, no issues. I think it's working really well, and it's actually surprising me. So hopefully it's better than last year's S22 was. That phone was just a wreck. It looked nice and everything, but performance was just not there. So hopefully this time of year, or this time around, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 works a lot better. I also went ahead and picked up a cheap case off of Amazon for like 10 bucks. It's Ghostek right here. I'll post a link in the description down below if you want to check it out. But it is a hard plastic back with a TPU sides, and it is sort of a smoky black color on here. And I have to say it's very, very good when it comes down to protecting your phone. And it actually looks really nice and clean, and it gives your phone a nice flat back so it doesn't wobble on the table anymore. It's a nice flat back. You get some nice protection going along the display right there, and your camera protection is pretty good right there. Sort of extends a little bit above the cameras. The buttons are nice and clicky and tactile. You get all your cutouts for your microphone and your charger and your speakers down here at the bottom. And on a side note, the speakers for this S23 are really loud and really crisp. Definitely a nice surprise to see that the audio on here is actually really good. So I will post a link in the description for this case. It comes in a clear and it comes in a smoky black color as well. It still lets you see the beauty of the smartphone as well, giving you some protection, and it's only $10. So what do you have to lose? It's a very nice case, very nice and sleek, and feels good in the hand and gives you a little bit more grip. So yeah, that is my first impressions of the Galaxy S22. This is the base model, and check it out. It's very, very nice, and hopefully everything goes okay. Stay tuned for more videos. I will be doing a review on this and more comparisons on this device as well, comparing it to other devices that I got too. So thank you guys for joining me here on Sick Eric Tech. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. That is quite all right, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.